Peace, this is King Noble, Black Supremacy, and I want to do this video on Iggy Azalea, which many call Iggy Azalea, I believe, I can't even pronounce the white bitch name, as being the queen of hip-hop. It has inflamed a lot of people, with her being considered the queen of hip-hop, with Eminem being considered the god of hip-hop, and Shackle Moores or McElhore getting whatever award that he received. People are really not too happy about, you know, what's going on with hip hop in the industry, in the mainstream industry. That she's being called the queen of hip hop. Well, the white man decides who's the queen of hip hop is, since it's dealing with commerce and and he controls that. You all forget that hip hop is a business. I like to see underground artists try to define hip-hop, but what made hip-hop universally known, globally known, was business. Let's not forget that. So hip-hop is a business, and business control ultimately who has the most shares and the most stocks in that business. It's white people, and who has the most shares and stocks will ultimately determine the outcome based upon what's projected, what their projections are, and them desiring to make money. Let's not forget that. I keep telling black people, which they refuse to hear for whatever pipe dream that they're in, or fantasy or delusion, that the white man owned hip-hop and always has, that hip-hop belongs to white supremacy. I hear the FOI and the Nation of Islam. You see Wesley Muhammad and Jay Electronica, and I believe other ones, of course Jay-Z. But the Nation of Islam saying now, and the FOI saying that they're going to take back control over hip-hop. How can you control something you don't own the totality of it? Just because you're fascinated with the 90s and the message that they had coming out, just because you still stuck in the 90s doesn't mean that you're not a part of a business, that hip-hop is not a business. It's a business, and you don't control it, and you can't take it over until you own all of it. You don't take it over by influencing what the rappers are going to rap about. Influence is not control. And to say that you would even acquire that type of influence, it doesn't even look realistic. Because it's going to be about what sells and what people want to hear. Not about what a few people want them to hear based on their experience in the 90s. Or what they attribute the origins of hip-hop to be. You are the minority. The majority is what the average gutter nigga want to hear, and what the gutter cracker wants to supply the gutter nigga. That's what it is. So quit fantasizing. It's about money. Atlanta, down south, they control what you call hip-hop and music right now. Because that's what's popular. That's what's being, that's what people want to hear, that bullshit. You never control hip-hop. You did not create hip-hop. Hip-hop was created by the white man. The very classification of hip-hop is an expression. The consolidation into what is called hip-hop is culture banditry in and of itself. Because you take several distinct arts. The graffiti, the art, and the graffiti is the hieroglyphic nature of the black man. In order to bring out hieroglyph, he comes up with graffiti and finds healing in the glyphs, and comes up with his own glyph style like he did back in ancient Kemet. And that's one thing, the glyph. And then you take the Shaolin Kung Fu that comes from the Bodhidharma, which was black, which is the movements in the breaking, come from the Bodhidharma. and Shaolin Kung Fu mixed with capoeira, which is a whole nother different science in and of itself. And then you take the spoken word and the rhythm that you see with those in the Caribbean islands, and the spoken word that the black man has had for a very long time, even before hip-hop. We've always been a rhythmic people, and rhythmic in our tones and our speaking and what we say. And we found healing in our the rhythmic voice of our orders. That's ancient. And you throw that in there. And then you take the DJing is a nigga bored playing with a fucking record. Let's just keep it real. The nigga just got bored and just started playing with his grandmama's records and scratching the motherfuckers up. Because we've always been inventive and innovative, dealing with Carter G. Woodson, George Washington Carver, coming up with the Peanuts, and Dr. Daniel Hale Williams coming up with heart surgery and the traffic light. We've always been inventive. We've always took this white man's prison for black people, and we have utilized it in a very ingenious and brilliant manner to come up with our own stuff. Even the way we speak, this broken English. We broke what the white man, the English. We broke the English of the white man. We broke his lash off of us, and we came up with broken English and patois. And we used the patois and broke his English, and it evolved into Ebonics and black colloquialism, and it eventually evolved into a style and hip-hop and rhythm and spoken word. And his innovative ability to make the best out of the white man's slop, eating the chitlins and the scraps in his backyard and the scraps of his society, be it technology or any aspect of his society. We've always took the scraps of his society and made something out of it. We've always been able, our DNA has always been able to tap itself and utilize whatever is in this concrete jungle and use it to our advantage in order so that our culture will express itself. And that's what happened with the turntables. A nigga got bored as fuck and said, damn, this is too limited for me. How can I use this instrument, this technology of this white man in a way that's going to greater express my cultural reality in a complex way that will express my rhythm and my cultural reality. And they took the record and started scratching it and compiling musics and sounds together in a different way that was even more complex than just playing a simple damn record. Then you combine all them together and say it's hip-hop. Because we need to make it something marketing. But each one of them is a science in and of themselves. Each one of them is a meditation. And I remember when I was into hip-hop, some people was into one and definitely not into the other. Everybody that write didn't break, and everybody that rap didn't write. And everybody that rapped didn't break, and everybody that wrote didn't freestyle. And everybody that freestyled didn't DJ, and everybody that DJ, and some people that did graffiti that didn't even listen to the music, and some people had the dress and the graffiti and the breaking. So people represented different dimensions of different aspects of it that evolved. And they were doing different aspects of them in separate places because it was just black culture. And the white man put them all together with it as a marketing genius as he is. How can I make money off what these niggas is doing? And he clumped it all together and said, hip-hop, I can market that. I can sell it. And so it's a bastardization of very complex scientific culture, of healing arts. That's like going to China and taking all the different styles and put it together and saying, look, it's mixed martial arts. It's a bastardization. It's a bastardization. Because each art itself, there must be reverence and devotion and respect and honor and discipline and steadfastness in each and every art. So you can't just throw all it together and say mixed martial arts and you jump past the spiritual enlightenment or the essence of it all. But that's what they did with hip-hop to begin with. So they weakened our cultural complexity. They weakened our cultural profoundness. Our tools of ascension was weakness at the capitalistic conception of hip-hop. It was weakened right at that very point. So it was only going to get weaker because it was superficial. It did not address people's devotion, people riding the train all night to do graffiti and being in dangerous situations in order to get their name up. That's not encompassed in the capitalistic distribution of an album with a cover on it. People riding the trains all night and eating off of just selling their homemade mixtapes and homemade rap records. People stand up all night in the rain to rap and freestyle, put out of their mama's house, homeless, and just to keep rapping and keeping it real, living from club to club and party to party. And dealing with the pain of our radical hip-hop culture being rejected by society, so we smoking weed, getting high to escape the rejection of our rebellious youth culture. None of that is encompassed. None of it is encompassed within the capitalism and the market of a particular item. None of it. None of it. The white man invented hip-hop, and it is a superficial desecration of the deep, profound essence of our cultural contribution and way of life to begin with. And the more it got marketed, the weaker it got to what we have today. Get back to your culture, but don't attach yourself to the white man's hip-hop. Get back into cultural, spiritual, and self-development, which is where every aspect or fragment of what they call hip-hop has evolved from. Self-development, self-awakening. Get back to that. But hip-hop, that's a commercial product that the white man owns and controls. Give it up. It's not meant to work for us. You think he gonna let us put out music and market music himself that's gonna overthrow the institution of white supremacy? Bullshit. Please. And just to sidetrack, the only album, I only bought 2 albums, and I was a die-hard fucking hip-hop loyalist. You know, I went by the name Mr. Metaphor. I was a fucking real fucking hip-hopper. Only bought 2 albums. Only 2 albums I ever bought. Maybe 3. Seriously. 3 albums. Nas Illmatic. Raekwon Cuban Links. Okay, 4. Raekwon Cuban Links. Lord Jamar. Goddamn, Lord Jamar, the 5% album. One of the most revolutionary albums of our time. People say you got conscious hip-hop, you got gangster rap, you also got black revolutionary conscious rap. Whole nother category that nobody wants to give respect to. Conscious revolutionary rap. Lord Jamar. Also Dead Prez. I fuck with Dead Prez. When they was really conscious and really going at it. They didn't water themselves down, because, I mean, money will make you do that. But Dead Prez. I would hold Lord Jamar and fucking Dead Prez as far as conscious revolutionary rap above everybody. Public Enemy included. Any of them that you mentioned. KRS-One. All of them. Even Nas, Tupac. Personally, I would put Dead Prez and Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar's 5% album and Dead Prez. Anything of your choice before this new shit that they've been doing. Above any other music that have been put out. I'm going to do a part 2 on this. Join my website, www.kingnobleBlackRulership.com.